About a year ago, I cloned my voice for money on ElevenLabs. I was already using ElevenLabs for other things, and I noticed that you can now clone your voice and you could share it, and people use it, and then you basically get a cut of the revenue that is generated by them using your particular voice. And this is how much I've made so far. I've made £256 in the last year, but I also made a new account, which I'll show you now. So this is my second account, and so far I've made £20 have actually been paid out, and then I've got $12 pending. I made this account at the end of March, right at the end of March. So I'm making around 20 quid a month from this. It cost me $10 to make it. So you can make multiple, and you can be paid out to the same type of account. Whether that gets fixed at some point in the future, I don't know. So I thought I'd take you through how to do this. Because I've had people ask me in my personal life. I thought it might be useful for other people to see. So first of all, you're going to have to create an account. Click sign up. I'll leave a link to ElevenLabs in the description. This will be an affiliate link where I get 22% of anything you spend, but you won't be spending much because you only need to spend $10 to actually clone your voice, and you can cancel the subscription straight away. I have just signed up with Google. I'm going to click dark mode. I'm going to call myself Bob. I'm going to give myself a random birthday, but make sure I am old enough. Obviously, you could put in your correct information. How did you hear about it? Probably from YouTube if you're watching this. Let's accept these cookies. And I'm a creator. And anyway, you have to go through a few of these steps, but then you can skip through all of this. And then the next step is to go and create your, you'll actually need to upgrade your account. So I'm going to click subscription. First month is free for creator, so I'm going to subscribe. Should note I haven't used my own affiliate link because I don't want this account to be linked to a different one, if that makes sense. So I'm going to hit subscribe. Not to the yearly plan, continue to monthly. If you want to use this long term, it is a great piece of software. I'm just going to pause this. Okay, once you've paid, you should get through to this. And then you need to go over to voices, add new, professional voice clone. And so you have one slot available. So every account with a creator license only has one slot available. What you'll need here is high quality recordings. You don't need really good equipment. What I found actually is pretty good is my iPhone or Android or whatever. My phone tends to have really good audio. This headset's terrible, as I'm sure you've realized by now. So I will be switching to my phone in order to do that part and uploading it. But I'm just going to show you how it works. So essentially, create a new clone, and then you type in what your name will be. You want this to be optimized. You want it to be something that's useful for people. So think, do you want audiobook? You want it to be very accurate as well. So if people are looking for audiobook and they find someone who's a social media voice, it's going to clash with what they're after. So the bit that really matters is the description and these bits you put in here. So if you have a distinct accent, it'll be quite useful, like receive pronunciation. I don't know if I really can do that, but let's see. I haven't actually recorded my content yet. You have to do about 30 minutes of content, and that's the bit that probably stops a lot of people doing this. But I am going to do it anyway. Do another voice. So I'm going to go record that now, upload it, and I will then take you through the steps after this. Before I go do that, what I will say is make sure you're in a quiet area. Right now you can probably hear background noise from my computer and other things, so I'm going to move to a different room with much less sound because it will be picked up. Don't use AirPods. I think the quality is not as good as just speaking very closely to your phone. I'm going to try and do a kind of ASMR-y voice that might be useful and make it quite RP. Let's see. So I've been away to record and I've come back actually the next day. I'm going to put age, I'm going to put middle-aged. I think sells better than young. I think my voice is typically considered middle-aged, even though I'm 29. Now you can add more labels to this later. I don't think you can change any others here. So I add English. I've put Henry as the name. It's not the name, but I have to pick a different name. I've done this in the title, RP, soft spoken audiobook. I don't know if that makes any difference. And then what I need to do now is just upload my samples. So I click here, and I go to my downloads where I've got them, and I upload these two. And once that is done, and processed, then I'll be able to hit next, and that will start the process of the voice clone. I'm going to pause while this completes itself. Okay, click next. Now you have to verify your voice. Now what you can do is try and do it live. I record this on my phone, so what I'm going to actually need to do is switch to my phone and then create this. So I'm going to go and do that, and then I'll verify it, and I'll show you the dashboard afterwards and what you need to do. And then once you verify your voice, I just did it because it's hard to do while recording. You have to speak one sentence, and then it'll be verified, and then it can take 2 to 3 hours to be done. And that is all you have to do. However, once this does go live, let me switch to a different one to show you. So if you click on voices on the left hand side, and you go to your own voices, and you go to whatever your personal voice clone is. This is mine. It's been used by 1,000 users, or over 1,000 users. I've got it on maximum, so I get 20 cents per 1,000 credits, which is a lot. I think it's fine to do that. It hasn't held me back. However, my subscription has run out, and it does seem like I've taken a dip in terms of new money coming in, because I've received just pennies in the last 6-7 days. But you'll see some days I made, this day here, I made $30. So anyway, what you want to do is play around with this, both the custom voice preview. So this is, what voice can people, what's the sample they hear, and it's the hook. And you want that to be whatever your target audience might be looking for. So if you're looking for a social media voice, you want to be social media focused. So that's how that works. Notice period I put as 2 years because you get a bigger payout if you do that. It just means it takes 2 years if you withdraw it for people to lose it from their system, as it were. And then if you go on, where do you go to edit now? You go edit, and then you can change the labels. So you can change the name, you can change the labels like oil, style, audiobook, content, social media, accent, British, type, narrative. So this has been quite a good performance, and then I actually put this is all ChatGPT, hoping that this description would help. I don't know what the algorithm they use for search is, and where it will show up will actually be in the library. So if you look in the library, you'll see examples of people who have done this. I don't know if you're able to hear this. I have crossed the ocean. But this guy's got 241,000 people using his voice. So if you think I had 1,000, I made 250 quid. He's got 200 times that, so potentially 250, 300,000 times. That's 1,000. Is that right? Am I making that up? Yeah, I'm a bit off on the maths. Maybe 20 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand. Kind of depends on the system that he has in place. But it also depends on the amount of actual characters generated, so 385 million. So you can do the maths and try and work out how much it gets. If he gets 20 cents per one, per 1,000, then he'd be getting, he was getting, I'm not going to try and do maths live. You can do the maths, essentially times it by 0.2 and then divide by 1,000. I think this would be 385,000 at 0.2, so about $80,000 would be my guess if he had a maximum price. But if it's a 0.3, which is the default price, 0.03, then it would be 5 times less than that, so 20,000. But anyway, good money regardless. And you can see all the different types, and you can try and work out what would be a good voice to do. If you have a naturally great voice, then obviously uniqueness is important to play into. But yeah, if you have any questions, do leave them in the comments. I'll leave a link below as to sign up. But it's a great piece of software, and it's a great little side earner. I love receiving the payments normally every week or every other week, depending on how well it's gone. And yeah, good luck with your voice clone.